Suppose C1 to C5 are 5 companies. Okay, profits made by C1, C2, and C3 are in the ratio 9 is to 10 is to 8. And the profits made by C2, C4, and C5, they are in the ratio 18 is to 19 is to 20. Okay, if C5 has made a profit of 19 crore more than C1, then the total profit made by all the companies is. So guys, what we'll try to do here is we'll try to establish the ratio between the profits of all these 5 companies, C1 to C5, and then जो भी difference यहाँ इसमें बताया है question में, using that we find out the sum. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so the first step is to figure out the actual ratios of the profits made by these 5 companies. Okay, and to do that we use the given information here, right? So it is given that the ratio of the profits made by C1, C2, and C3, they are 9 is to 10 is to 8. And C2, C4, and C5, the ratio is 18 is to 19 is to 20. You realize that C2 is the common element here, right? C2 का value दोनों में दिया हुआ है. So we make the value of C2 same in both of them. 10 and 18. 10 nines are 90, 18 fives are 90, the LCM is 90. So to make the LCM 90, to make the value of C2 as 19, both of them, पहले वाले ratio को भी multiply with 9, दूसरे वाले रेशियो को भी मल्टीप्लाई विद 5. ओके, मल्टीप्लाइंग बाय द सेम कांस्टेंट थ्रू आउट डज नॉट चेंज द रेशियो वैल्यू. वी हैव सीन दैट एनीवे हमने कैंसिल आउट किया था पहले सारे वैल्यूज को, पहले 70 to 80 वाले में भी. Okay, so 9 into 9 is 81, 9 into 10 is 90, and 9 8 is 72. So we have found out the C1, C2, and C3 wala parts. Okay, multiplying the second ratio by 5 throughout. 5 into 18 is of course 90 जो हम निकाल चुके हैं. 5 into 19 is 95, 5 into 20 is 100. Okay, now the question tells us C5 has made a profit of 19 CR more than C1. C5 और C1 के बीच में 19 CR का difference है. In our ratio also, this difference is same, right? Which is 19 units. Okay, this 19 units जो हमने निकाला है, it corresponds to 19 CR. तो अब उसने पूछा क्या है, what is the total profit made by all 5 companies? Total profit means summation of all these 5 values, 195, 195, and 72, 267, plus 90, 357, plus 81, 438. If I'm not wrong, yes, 438. So 438 units correspond to how much? You can very easily see it, 438 only, 438 CR. That's the answer for your question. Bharat had 4 children, 2 sons and 2 daughters. He willed to divide his wealth equally between the sons and daughters. Okay, मतलब suppose अगर हमने wealth को, if I'm solving it conventionally making equations, okay, we are going to assume some values for the wealth. Let's say his total wealth is X. Okay, between the sons and daughters. So sons will get X by 2, daughters will also get X by 2. Okay, combined. Sons get X by 2, daughters get X by 2 combined. Okay, the sons Krishna and Ram were to share their part of the wealth in the ratio 2:7. Okay, so ये जो x by 2 जो हमने sons के लिए डिवाइड किया हुआ है, इसे हम लोग किस रेशियो में ब्रेक करेंगे? 2:7 में ब्रेक करेंगे, राइट? अगर हम इसको 2:7 में ब्रेक करेंगे, that means the total value is 9 that corresponds to x by 2. So 2 will correspond to what? 2 will correspond to 2 by 9th of x by 2. Right? What about the second value? The second value that Ram receives is 7 by 9th of x by 2. All right, and the daughters Lakshmi and Sita divided their share in the ratio 1:2. Okay, ये ratio 1:2 है. So basically Lakshmi and Sita में, okay, Lakshmi will get 1/3 of x by 2 and Sita will get 2/3 of x by 2. Find Ram's share if Sita received 3.6 lakhs INR more than one of her brothers. Okay, so let's understand the comparison here. यहाँ पे the brothers are receiving x by 9 and 7x by 18 here. This is x by 6 and this is x by 3. Okay, so Sita received 3.6 lakhs more than one of her brothers. Which brothers? To understand that, we make the denominators of all these three values, x by 9, 7x by 18, and x by 3 same. Okay, here we multiply by 6. Okay, here we multiply by 2. So Sita ka share is 6x by 18, which is less than 7x by 18. So definitely difference iska hua hoga, first brother ko, right? So difference of Sita's share 6x upon 18 minus the other brother 2x upon 18. This value is 3.6 lakhs. Okay, find the share of Ram. Ram ka share kitna ho jayega? 7x by 18. This you have to find out. All right. So from this equation, you can see that 4x upon 18 is equal to 3.6 lakhs, or basically x upon 18 is 3.6 upon 4, which is 90,000. Right? So 7x upon 18 कितना हो जाएगा? 7 times x by 18, which is 7 into 90,000, which is 6.3 lakhs. That's the share of Ram. Okay, if you've understood this approach, it's good. If not, do not bother. This is not exactly how we solve the question anyway. All right. So having understood the concept of ratios, let's see how we can solve the question very quickly. Okay. See, the total wealth divided between the sons and daughters, right? The sons and daughters, okay, that is going to be equal, right? So if you observe the ratios, the sons are getting the wealth in the ratio 2:7. Daughters are getting the wealth in the ratio 1:2. Sons का total कितना हो जाएगा? 2 plus 7 being equal to 9. Daughters का total कितना हो जाएगा? 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. Are they equal? No, they are not. So we make the ratios equal. How? जो daughters का share रहेगा, daughters का share we multiply by 3. Okay, so sons will get 2 and 7, 2:7, and daughters will get 3:6. Now the total becomes same, 9. Okay, now the comparison also becomes really very easy, guys. How? If you observe, Sita gets 6 units. 6 units definitely 7 से छोटा है, 2 से बड़ा है, right? So definitely the difference given to us is for 6 and 2 only. Okay, Sita receives 3.6 lakhs more than one of her brothers. That brother definitely has to be Krishna, because Ram has 7 points, which is more than Sita's score of 6, right? So the difference of 6 minus 2, 4 corresponds to 3.6 lakhs. Now we want Ram's share, which is 7. 7 corresponds to what? Cross multiply. You have your answer in an instant, and that is 6.3 lakhs. Okay. 5 liters of acid and 3 liters of water were to be added to form a solution. However, some amount of acid was stolen and had to be replaced with water, making their ratio 9:7. Find the quantity of acid stolen. Okay, now if you're not going to use your brains, Zada, okay, if you want to proceed by making equations, you can still do that. Okay, assume that the quantity of acid stolen is, let's say, A liters. Suppose, okay, हमने acid लिया कितना था? 5 liters. A liters got stolen. So what is the remaining amount of acid? The remaining amount of acid is 5 minus A liters. Okay, equal amount of water had to be added, right? Same amount of water had to be added, right? Okay, had to be replaced with water. So now we took the water as 3 liters, but now extra A liters of water got added. So now the water content is 3 plus A, right? So now we divide them. The ratio of acid and water here is basically 9:7 as per the question. Okay, you can directly cross multiply them. You will get 7 5s are 35, minus 7A is 27, plus 9A. 9A will go here, or you can take 7A also on this side. Okay, 27 will go that side. So 8 is equal to 16A, or A is equal to 0.5. Okay, this is how you can solve the question. Okay, the approach might look very, very simple, but there is a simpler approach here too, and that is the total content. If you observe, see in this question, some amount of acid was stolen and had to be replaced by water. That means the total solution remains the same. तुमने x liters acid निकाला, उतना ही water add किया. But finally the ratio became 9:7. Now 9 plus 7 is 16 units. But the volume of water, the total volume of the total solution should remain the same as we discussed, right? So what we do is we divide the 16 with 2 such that the total content remains 8 liters. Okay, so that means 4.5 liters of acid remains, 3.5 liters of water. Very clearly, you can observe 0.5 liters of acid was removed, 0.5 liters of water was added, right? So what is the amount of acid stolen? The answer is 0.5 liters.